True life story. You won't believe it. There was a church I was attending. It was testimony time. And one lady came out to share testimony. And she said, when she opened the exam questions, she didn't know anything. And she was like, God, is this how I will fail? She said, I'm here to give God the glory. All of a sudden, the invigilator slept. I'm not telling you what someone told me. I was there. That as God will have it. I still remember where I sat. I was in the choir. I was like, is this a skit? Let me tell you something. I know salvation is by grace through faith. But if you're one of those who chew gum and put it under the chair in church, you are going to hell. Check Hezekiah chapter 3 verse 16. It's there. I'm telling you. Because I don't know. Oh my God. When we talk about trauma, one of the things that traumatized me growing up, just you sit in church, you just put your hand and something slimy. Eh? Now I'm distracted. I'm struggling to focus. You have traumatized. I'm now wondering, the person that chewed this gum, did he even brush? Some ladies, once they see beards, like, you would think it's personal. I don't know why this is just. Once they just see beards, anything you take in that relationship, you have to bear with it. Yes. That was good. And then I was good. As a young lady, you see many of your friends who say, small girl, big God. You know who the big God is. You know that that big God has a pot belly and a lot of beards. And maybe a walking stick because he's old. And honestly speaking, you know, let me tell you something. You know what I've discovered? Church has the finest ladies. Finest. So listen, it is not as if you wanted to compromise, you can't do it. All you need to do is open your button down a little more, show a little cleavage. You even find past some of the people doing those things. And maybe the person by your side doesn't even know about it. But at a few times in your life, you've been pushed to the wall. You were tempted. The suitors came. Maybe they even came to church because of you. Did one of them not sing it in a song? He said, for your sake, I go to church. You know that song by Donwen? How do you know it's not Donwen that sang it? How do you know? What did you study?
Law.
So, I mean, the only thing left is an in-law, right? I think I'm good. If you're going to accent with a dab. Oh, dab, you understand? Yeah. Nah, I got you. Yeah. True life story. You won't believe it. There was a church I was attending. It was testimony time. And one lady came out to share testimony. And she said, when she opened the exam questions, she didn't know anything. And she was like, God, is this how I will fail? She said, I'm here to give God the glory. All of a sudden, the invigilator slept. I'm not telling you what someone told me. I was there. That as God will have it. I still remember where I sat. I was in the choir. I was like, is this a skit? That as God will. She climbed the stage to share testimony. Queen Elizabeth I, she never got married. And historians say it is because of the turbulent relationship that her parents had. She just made a quiet personal note never to get married. If she wasn't the queen, you will say she didn't have suitors. But I'm sure even in her old age, if she wanted to get married, it will shock you. Some brothers here will volunteer themselves. I heard God. I know what I heard. Anyone who has sat under Bishop Oyedepo for years, it will echo in your spirit. Do not be shameful about what is gainful. Please echo it with me one more time. I'm not ashamed. Say it louder. I'm not ashamed. And you don't see how oxymoronic it is to say, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. Because you see, gospel is the Greek word translated gospel is Evangelion. And Evangelion means good news. So how can you be ashamed of good news? Are you getting what I'm saying? If I sent you 1 million, for example, don't let imagination carry you. But if I send you 1 million naira, will you be ashamed of that? It's always that I should try it and see. Taste and see, Abi, that the Lord is good. Hallelujah. They know they use you play. They know they play. For example, you didn't hear for example. Are you aware, for instance, the word Christians was supposed to be a mockery? It was supposed to be a mockery. And we wore it like a pendant, like a medal, because we're not ashamed. Are you listening to me? So when they try to call you a born again, you say, yes, I'm born again, saved, sanctified, full of the Spirit, tongue speaking. Come on, are you listening to me? Say it again. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. Just imagine, for instance, when you get home, you see your neighbor in handcuffs. You know that kind of thing in Africa. If you see someone in handcuffs, all the neighbor will come out. What did he do? You ask the police, what did he do? You know, let me tell you something. You will never be the same again in that neighborhood. As I walk in, people be whispering. They will even exaggerate it. If you hear what they say you did, you say go shock. You will be afraid. As a husband, at least consider. Not that she's earning 15 million, you are earning 150k. You know, I'm the head of the house. Resign your own. What? Listen. There is a difference between being the head and being the coconut head. God said you are the head, not the coconut head. Did you ever attend a primary school where people made mockery of people's names? Now, do you know that in reality, many of those names are actually beautiful names? Beautiful names. Beautiful names. And because of peer pressure, you always thought your name was beautiful. You thought Osapolo sounded good. you thought it sounded good. Or they started laughing. You were now ashamed of the name. You now started bearing Osas. Osap or OS. Are you listening to me? But some of those names are actually beautiful. When you say Ogochuku, they not say Ogo. You know? Did you attend silly schools like that? The goodness of God. The goodness of God. That's a beautiful name. Do you know why I'm taking my time with this? Because you are living in a generation where if you don't grow a spine, they will make you ashamed of what you should be proud of. They'll make you ashamed because of peer pressure. You'll be ashamed of what you should be proud of. Your thinking caps on so that you stop capping. Should not be preacher. I need a hype man. That was good. So to answer the question, what is Paul saying when he says, I'm not ashamed of the good news? How can you be ashamed of the good news? Well, in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 18, he explained what he's saying there. Look at what 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 18 says. He says, for the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. Oh my God. You see the same message. For instance, you can have a wife who is not interested in football at all. And something very important is happening. Maybe the World Cup. This is likely Messi's last World Cup. Let me tell you something. That last World Cup, Messi's last World Cup, it fell on my birthday. And I'm a big Messi fan. And it fell after our camp meeting, reboot camp. So I said, Lord, true life story. I said, I have no personal requests. All my requests are for others. My only personal requests. If I have served you faithfully. If I have served you you see, in this camp meeting, I'm preaching. I'm doing your own. Please do my own. Give this. Because you see, that small boy, covetous boy, Mbappe, waiting 21-year-old one used to walk up to, for God's sake. You have one. Allow, for God's sake. Allow legend now. Allow legend. Now, It is undisputable. There's only one goat. 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 Clap out for Jesus. Clap out for Jesus. It's the mercy of God. The mercy of God. The mercy of God. Wait, you people know that thing here? Okay, if you dey hype well. First Corinthians 1:18, it says, for the message of the cross is foolishness. So just imagine, it's the World Cup, you're watching it. I mean, you can hardly sit. Your heart is racing. And your wife is just there like, God help this man, you know? All your wife is interested in is Korean movies, Korean drama, all those movies that you need interpretation of tongues to follow, you know. And then the same way she's looking at you, wondering why you're shouting, when she's watching all those corny love stories, corny love, and crying, you go, look, what's wrong with this one? Because the same message is received by different people in different ways.
There's no day I don't laugh. I laugh in the morning, laugh in the afternoon, laugh in the night. I laugh about your tie, about your coat, about your haircut. Because he that seated in heaven shall. And where am I seated? And so what should I do? If you are not laughing, where are you? Somewhere.
Oh, I do.
So refreshed.